widdz here, and in today's video I'm gonna go through all my one-shot builds or even one-shot 2-kill builds. There will be 4 different weapon types and there will be a lot of builds. So I will go through some of the general things that almost applies to every build firstly, and then I will go through the builds pretty quick. All the builds in this video though do have a dedicated one with more details if you're interested in that. So starting off, we're gonna go through the chest talent, which is mandatory for every single build, and that is to have Headhunter. Here we have Perfect Headhunter, which comes on the named Chain Killer piece. That is a Walker and Harris, giving you 5% weapon damage. So this one will work on every single one-shot build, but in some cases there are better ones you can use. The thing with Perfect one is that it gives 150% instead of 125 here, so there is a bit easier build up. For all the builds, they are going to be focused on headshot damage. So in terms of attribute, most of them will be 6 red cores. And then firstly focusing on headshot damage, and then if you can get a second attribute, most of the time weapon handling. And for Headhunter, you need to reach at least 150% headshot damage, which is pretty easy on most builds. So Headhunter will take the killing blow damage from the first one, you can see 4.3 million, and then apply it to the next one. So 11 million, 19 million, and then eventually it gets capped, right? Giving you an insane amount of damage. Which, in case you do have Thermal, which is a legacy item, you can't get this one anymore. This one works really good with one-shot builds because Headhunter don't care about Thermal for some reason. So instead of getting 50% damage on the main target and 50% split on the second target, Headhunter just gives you 100% on both. So Thermal can and is really good to use in Headhunter one-shot builds. In terms of weapon talent, we are gonna be using Determined. So after killing an enemy with a headshot, then the next shot will be also a guaranteed headshot. So first you kill a headshot, and now you can use body shot and it will act like a headshot, making it extremely easy to keep Headhunter up, working super good and super smooth. So if you can really make the farming be extremely fast. And all these builds are extremely good to farm experience. So for the upcoming 5x experience event that starts on Tuesday, picking one of these builds will be extremely good. In terms of backpack talent or backpack, I personally prefer Ninja Bike just because it's quite easy to get enough damage when it comes to the one-shot builds. It's not the most damage though, but I will go through that soon. But basically Ninja Bike just adds +1 to gear set or brand set for the bonuses. So if we take Hotshot here, instead of having 3 piece, I will get the 4 piece when I have 3 pieces equipped. It works pretty good for headshot damage builds because you get 3 core here for free, but you don't get a minor attribute, so you only lose 10% headshot damage. For crit builds, you lose way more. If you don't want to use that, a lot of the builds will be using Vigilance, increase total weapon damage by 25%. And you can use this with a shield. They hit the shield, you still keep this one up. And if you have a shield up, they will prioritize the shield and not hit you. But if you don't have a shield or can't use a shield, you can lose this damage and get nothing. Also, when it comes to specialization, I do use Gunner for every single build these days because of the armor on kill. Even on sniper builds, 10% armor on kill and rate of fire, and then of course pick the damage in the tree here. You can of course go sharpshooter when it comes to rifle and sniper, but I do prefer the armor on kill. But that covers a lot of the general stuff that applies to all builds. If we just quickly gonna go through all the builds. In terms of sniper, I would recommend Model 700 or White Def. The downside with Model 700 is the reload time because it reloads one bullet per reload, but that's where Hotshot 4-piece comes in, so it makes this gun actually really good. So that's like for the most damage. I personally use the Tactical 308 because it have more rate of fire, so 70 instead of 55, so it works really good, one-shot everything anyway. So yeah, I do prefer that one. There is a lot of different ways you can put this together. This right here is one of my favorite ways to do it. We have Hotshot for 30% sniper damage, headshot damage, really good. 4-piece as well, giving you more damage, giving you bonus armor / armor on the second consecutive headshot, and then third one giving you an instant refill, and then on the 4th consecutive headshot you will get all of the bonuses. So really good set, never having to reload your sniper, you get more damage, you get the basically armor on kill as well. I am using the Chain Killer one, and then extra that I really do like on this is Exodus gloves, just giving you a lot of survivability. Yeah, we don't get headshot damage here, but it's already so high. But we do get the smoke screen. 40-second cooldown, and this will trigger for 3 seconds, a smoke bomb. So you will actually go out of combat, proc this one, and you instant armor kit, and then you will heal up. And you have like 3 seconds to move around the swap position, and you will be full HP. So basically like a better Unbreakable. So really good for survivability, especially for like 6 red core builds. Which, since we want to use that Headhunter, you have to use, and then Exodus, so then you have to use the Hotshot backpack, which is not that great, but it does make it so you can miss a shot before resetting the cycle, so not completely useless. And then Decoy and Revive Hive is what I use for Sniper. But you could always do it like this with the Ninja Bike, and then Hasberg 2-piece, and then Chain Killer 2-piece, and then 3-piece Hotshot, which will be 4. That is pretty good as well. And I mean, if you want to do it extremely simple, you just go 4-piece Hotshot, and then you go Hasberg chest and Hasberg backpack, and have Vigilance on the backpack. And that's a pretty good way to do it. I mean, I said easy, but it's actually quite hard to get good Hasberg pieces because they're all with blue core as default. But that's another way you can do it. But that kind of covers the sniper builds. If you want more detailed information, make sure you just watch the dedicated video for this one. Next up, we're gonna go to rifles. In terms of rifle, this is how I would run it. Just exclude that there is 2 blues. The mask should be red. I just have full inventory and stash. So this is how I would run it. Once again, Ninja Bike, 4-piece Hunter's Fury, which works really good as long as you are within 15 meters, which is the way I prefer to play rifles anyway. And even if they are further away, you will still one-shot them with Headhunter. So a lot of damage from the 4-piece and also CC. Then we have Asvadovska that gives you mag size and rifle damage. And then lastly, we have Breakpoint that gives 25% rifle damage. Gear sets are not optimal, but when you are using headshot damage builds, you don't really lose too much. Yeah, we could have got an extra weapon handling, but that is something I'm fine to give up. When it comes to the actual gun, we are using 1886. Super fun gun to use, lever gun. Get damage to target out of cover on the attribute. And determined once again here. There is of course multiple ways you can set this up, but this is my favorite way to run rifle. Then you just get a shield and Revive Hive, and you're pretty much good to go. I guess if you want to play thermal, you can swap the Hunter's Fury knee pads to thermal. Like that. And then of course the breaking point is the piece we're gonna lose, and then just equip a Hunter's Fury. So 4-piece Hunter's Fury, Ninja Bike, Svadovska, and thermal. Next on the list is pistols, and we are gonna be using the Harvest pistol. It got the highest base damage. It's a name gun, as you can see, higher base damage. You can currently farm this one with the Loot Goblin. I do have a video on that on my YouTube channel, so go and watch that one in case you're wondering how to get it. It is a limited item, so you should go and farm it right away if you want to have the best pistol for one-shot builds. Or one-shot 2-kill builds. And of course you go damage the target out of cover once again, and then also determined. And when it comes to the gear set, we are once again using Hunter's Fury. Since I just did explain it how it works on rifle, I'm not gonna do that again. But we are not getting any damage here, as you can see. But pistol, you are gonna be shooting close, so we will get full effect from the 4-piece, giving us CC and AP damage. Then once again we are using Ninja Bike, so we get 4-piece Hunter's Fury and also 3-piece of the new pistol brand set Imminence, which gives us 60 pistol damage and 5% weapon damage, which is just crazy. And that's basically the pistol build. I guess worth to note is that you could, if you want to, play Regulus instead. Then you have to headshot all the time though, so if you are a headshot machine, I will definitely recommend it. Super fun gun to use. And this one you will get from the second raid. Of course, on pistol, we are using the big shield and not the smaller shield, and then also Revive Hive. And that's basically it. The stats priority is a bit messed up. It should be 6 red cores, but I've been messing around a lot with different Hunter's Fury builds and I haven't played this one in a while. So yeah, 6 red cores, stats priority, the same as discussed in the intro. Moving on to the second pistol build, and this one revolves around thermal that I did discuss in the intro. And then also 3-piece Imminence for the 60% pistol damage. And then we do have Punch Drunk here, which is a named DH mask, giving us 20% pistol damage. And the thing with this one is that I give 20 headshot damage instead of 10. So amazing for pistol builds. And then I do use the Dodge City Gunslinger holster, Mainly because with thermal, it is quite rough to build up Headhunter. When you put the thermal into Headhunter builds, it will be a way slower build up because you only deal 50% damage. Eventually though, when Headhunter is maxed out, you will deal 100% of the damage to both enemies. But in the beginning, it will be lower. So that's why I like to use this one, because you just, in between rooms or while you're running to a mission, you just have a primary weapon out and then you swap to the pistol. Make sure you hit, because if you miss, then you lose it. You can stack it up to like 1000 damage, right? Making it extremely easy to get this going. And then when you have it going, you have more than enough damage. Other than that, nothing special here. We are using Vigilance and also Headhunter. Then lastly, we're gonna cover the shotgun one-shot build, and this is a video that I actually uploaded yesterday's for you guys. And this one is a tiny bit different than the other ones. So in terms of stats priority, this one you can actually go a few blues. I would recommend anywhere between 3 to 5 blues. So we're using an M870. You could use a Spaz, but I would personally recommend M870 because it's easier to get the headshot damage because it has more mods. But Spaz 12 could be worth it because bigger mag size and a bit more optimal range. In terms of talents though, I like to use Pummel because it gives you 40 weapon damage. And also when you get 3 kills, it refills the mag, so we don't have to reload. And we have 5 bullets in it, so ideally you should be able to never have to reload manually really. If you do want to go full damage though, you can go Brazen, which gives you the most damage. But then you have to reload, so keep that in mind. Other than that, we are using 4-piece Hunter's Fury. Yes, I know Hunter's Fury once again, but this time around we do get the shotgun damage, and the armor on kill is amazing, and of course the 4-piece as well. It is honestly a really amazing gear set, and we are combining that with Chain Killer for that perfect Headhunter. Just easier build up. You could, if you want to, use Badger instead for the 10% shotgun damage, but using this is fine. And that also makes it so you can like actually use like a rifle as well on this one. Let's say like, or even a sniper or a rifle, shotgun. And then you could also use a harvest here. And it would actually work really good, especially if you had a sniper here. Lastly though, we do have Memento, which will give you weapon damage, bonus armor, armor regen and all that while picking up trophies. And here's the reason why we kind of want to have some blues, because this will give you such a good survivability. And yeah, I mean, I've played this with 3 blues, I played it with 6 blue, I played it with 6 red. And 6 red just seems overkill for the shotgun. Like 3 blues, I was one-shotting everything anyway, so yeah. And that in combination with Memento is extremely nice. And if you want to use thermal for this build, it's pretty simple. You just swap the knee pads to thermal, and then you swap Memento to Ninja Bike. So then all of a sudden we have 4-piece Hunter's Fury, we have 2-piece Seska, and 2-piece of Walker and Harris. The downside with this one is that we lose a lot of survivability. When you're popping off with this, it is actually pretty insane. And that will take away the issue with the shotgun range, right? Because the thermal will extend our range by 30 meters. So definitely give this one a shot if you have it. But it will be a bit harder than the Memento one. In terms of skills for this, we are using Revive Hive and then also Crusader Shield. And the reason I have Sharpshooter here is because I'm gonna be testing some stuff with the scope, as I discussed in this video I made yesterday. But I would just use Gunner, or possibly if you want to have more damage, you can use Firewall to get the Striker's Shield. But that should be it. All of the one-shot builds that I do and do recommend. There was obviously a lot to go through while recording this in one session. I wanted to really make sure that I didn't spend too much time on each build, because every single build in this video do have a detailed build video for itself. So yeah, you get a pretty decent understanding what I'm using here. But if you want to understand everything, then just go and watch the detailed video by itself. But this build will be extremely good for the 5x experience event that drops on Tuesday. So I would definitely recommend to pick one of the likings here, or one that you can actually make straight away, and you will be farming really fast. And if you are interested in more Division 2 videos like this, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video on this channel, or maybe on my TikTok or my second YouTube channel at widdz TV, or live streaming on either twitch.tv or youtube.com/widdz TV.